Ciao. I thought I'd have a different good morning. So it's Italian ciao. There we go. I was a bit worried just now. I'd been thrown out. I had to log back into Instagram, so there was a slight panic, but we're all fine. We're all fine. No worries at all. Right, let me start off by finding the person that I'm speaking to. There's boom, 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 and send the request. Good to see so many people. There we go. So we're just waiting now, and hopefully, wow, that was lovely and easy. Easy peasy peasy, lovely. So introduce yourself and tell us what you make and sell.
Right, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear.
Excellent. Thank you for having me on.
That's fine. Good to have you on. And on a Friday in your studio as well, aren't you? We moved some people around to get you in today. So excellent. So yeah, tell us who you are.
Thank you for that.
That's fine.
Really appreciate it. Yes, so I'm sitting on my wheel in my studio. Cool. My name is Charlotte Stockley, and I make a lot of ceramics, mainly thrown porcelain tableware.
Fantastic. And why did you set up your business, and how did you come up with your business name?
So I simply called myself Charlotte Stockley Ceramics, although I have branched out now, so to make non-ceramic things. So I call myself Charlotte Stockley Studio now. I set up in 2008, self-employed, and I also teach. But it was a second career, actually. I have been working in industry and government for about 20 years prior to that, and took a bold decision to leave and go back to university and study three-dimensional design.
Fantastic. And a great decision to make, I'd imagine.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said, and it's probably a great decision that you made, would you say?
Yes. From having a regular job that paid you money every month to having nothing. It's quite a dramatic change, but I'm pleased. I'm pleased overall. I've made the change.
Exactly. So whereabouts are you based, and where is your workspace?
So I'm very fortunate to have this studio, because it was actually my mother's studio originally, and it's based in Richmond, southwest London.
Lovely.
I've got another space in Kingston upon Thames where I store all my work and do a lot of finishing, but I make everything here in Richmond.
Fantastic. Nice place to be, isn't it, Richmond? It's lovely there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apart from the aeroplanes going overhead, but
yeah. Probably less of them now, though, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah, that's true. Yes, true enough.
We saw an aeroplane the other day, like, wow, what's that? You haven't seen many for so long, it seems like. So have you, like, a favourite item to create? And if so, why have you chosen that?
Yes, I've got a few things with me. So I love making bottle forms. So these are two dinky little bottles. They're porcelain, they're thrown on the wheel. Yeah. I've also really love this marbling technique that I've taken me a long time, months and months and years to try and perfect doing the marbling. So getting some quite nice patterns. So I'm hoping to develop that a bit more. Wow. So that's what I've been working on mainly.
And it is, isn't it? Because I think people have to understand. It's like, when they see what you do, it's, the love and whether that goes into it, and the time, like you've just said, it's taken years to get it how you want it to be, isn't it? And I think so many people now are realizing actually there's so much that goes into that, and the technique. And I mean, there's lots of programs now that show kind of things, which I know as potters, when you watch the pottery throwdown, you're probably thinking, but you can't do that in the time scale that you're given, isn't it?
That's
it's a
right.
lot of things that they show for television. It's absolutely crazy that kind of the rushing of it all, and it's the time, like you said, that goes into making what you do. Which you've got a different sort of look. I don't know, but what you've learned as well, isn't it? It's kind of what's inside of your brain of what you've learned. You're putting then onto your products. Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot inside my brain. I mean, these take about 2 months to make by the time you go through all the firing making processes. So it's not a quick turnaround like you see on television, as you said.
No, It's not just a pot, isn't it? Here's a pot. I'll put it in a kiln. I'll paint it, and there we go. It looks wonderful. It's all the different techniques, which is really nice to tell people about, isn't it? So if they kind of, when they say, well, how much this costs, but actually it costs because it goes into this, and this, and you're paying, the time. I keep talking about paying for our time, isn't it? As craftspeople, exactly.
Yes.
So have you been working on anything new this year at all?
Right. So I do a lot of collaborations with museums, galleries, and I work with Orleans House Gallery in Twickenham. So I'm just doing a new sort of capsule collection. They've got a new exhibition opening to do with called cultural reforestation about trees. So I'm doing a lot of things with trees on. It's not normally the kind of work I make, but I really enjoy these projects. So I'm making these. This has got a big fern on it, this one.
Wow.
So I'm delivering that in a couple of weeks' time for when they open, a whole collection of work. So I love doing projects like that.
Yeah.
Yes, away from what I normally make.
It was lovely just then when you picked it up as well. It was the sound it made as well. I know. Do you know what I mean? You could hear it. Where yesterday I saw it on Instagram, and then as you picked up, wow, it's really heavy. It's quite heavy as well, isn't it?
Yes.
That kind of sound, and touching things and feeling how cold it is as well, isn't it? With pottery and the textures, which are really great thing to see, isn't it? Yeah.
Definitely.
Sorry.
No, I should say I definitely encourage all my students to pick up the pottery and have a feel. And all my customers, I say, look, please touch everything. Just so you can feel the weight and all those sorts of.
Exactly. Just that thing as well with the markets that we're doing. If we are, like, say, with the June one, which we are still, COVID regulated, please as well with all your stalls, just make sure that people know that they are allowed to touch them if you've got the sanitizer there.
Yes.
That thing is that's in our last events, the two that we had that were social distance, those sort of things. Just think of those little things. Have a little polite notice or something to say, sanitize your hand, but you can touch. People are a little bit, oh, am I allowed to? And it was, I think, when first of all lockdown, we're all a bit, oh, what can we do? Can't we do? And also, it's, if you want people to touch it, say please touch it, because obviously I think we're masked up and everything. We're all we're all fine, and we've all had our jabs, haven't we? So. So we have an ethos about customer service, about being friendly, creative and unique. Is there a kind of ethos saying that you kind of work with?
Well, I always like to think I'm never ever going to give up with whatever path you choose.
Yeah.
I've learned to start making things I enjoy making rather than thinking what customers might want me to make. So one show you might sell masses of one thing and the next show nothing. So now I tend to make things I love making. So that would be my top tip.
Yeah. And it is, isn't it? That, we've been talking with people that kind of, they make a view of something, but it's also that bit that they love, the whole making something that's a commission, something that's a one-off, that, it's not a production. And with a lot of the businesses on board, that what they make, they're not necessarily like a production line. They don't go make 100 of something. They might make a few, or they might just make a one-off, which makes it even more special, doesn't it, as such?
Oh yes, definitely. The marbling is they're all one-offs. I can't repeat the patterns again. So commissions are tricky. I do a few commissions, but I always end up having to make more in case one breaks, and then it's quite a tricky thing to do, commissions in ceramics.
Yeah,
it invariably goes wrong.
Yes, and I'm
one
sure
thing you
need.
Yeah,
and I'm sure often it does when you open, like, oh God, isn't it? That sort of all that work you put into it to then has it worked? Has it fired properly? So it must be kind of I can't sleep tonight.
Nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking, definitely. So what would you say are your goals and dreams for this year?
Well, I'd really love to do some shows, because obviously most of them were cancelled last year. There are a few cancellations already this summer, so I'm really grateful that I'm doing your show, obviously.
Yeah.
I'd like to do some online tutorials because I teach ceramics anyway. I'd love to get some wheel throwing, maybe YouTube videos up and running. So
Yeah.
that's what I'd like to do.
That's a really, yeah, it is at the moment, isn't it, where people with, we're still not be able to get together as such, but also that bit where, you can be, doing a work, I'm working on some workshops where I can have, 6 people at a time, like we're doing now, and then going through things, and you can still do that. You can still have, do those sessions and learning, and it's also really good to teach what you do to others that, would really enjoy it. And then later when we are able to get together, even better, isn't it? So yeah, that's a good thing to do. The workshops are really important, and just for people to get out there and make things, isn't it? Which is going to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who would you say is your support network?
I've got a huge support network. My family,
now. Yeah.
my friends, my work colleagues, people I meet randomly, my students. I learn so much from them. It's just a huge web of people I meet at craft shows. It's vast, really. I'm just so grateful to have people I can call on. Like my brother, who's an electrician, so my kiln's broken. What do I do? And then somebody can come to the rescue.
Yeah.
So my partners, my long-suffering partners, and actually my stepfather helps me run the kiln because I can't be here 24 hours a day. So my friends to talk to, all the worries and the what shall I do? That it's just a huge network of people that help you along your journey, really.
Yeah, definitely. It's just funny on the radio just now, the Golden Girls, Thank You for Being a Friend, come on, and I was like, yeah, it's a really good song, that, isn't it? Because we've all got those friends that we rely on to help us, and obviously we help them as well, which is we need that as well, that support, that network, whoever it might be, that can help you as well when sometimes you're not too sure about what you're doing, you need advice, and there's friends out there that can give that to you, which is really important, really good. So what events are you doing with Curated by Dapper Suave?
So the June one, so I'm really looking forward to that. So thank you for asking me to join. Really looking forward to that one. Yeah,
no, it's going to be really good. And at the moment, obviously when we finish the 10 at 10s, then sort of doing a little bit of promo in between. This morning there was a thing about us which was on Instagram, and it was Surrey Life magazine, which was just amazing. And what was funny, I don't know how, but they've taken 6 images, and even like people I haven't mentioned who's really some of these people being at the event. So it was really lovely that they've taken, and I kind of tagged it earlier. But that's the kind of, as I'm talking about the kind of clientele and those magazines and the press releases, that's the kind of people that will be coming to our event. So really exciting to to have that as well, and that's just by sending press. We've got press releases. You'll probably, as a magazine comes in, have a look, we might be in there or featured or something like that. But there's lots of things coming up as well, and the countdown, which will be really good. So and anyone as well, if you haven't sent your images in, last day today, because obviously the 42 business, I need all of your 4 images, because then we do that on a countdown. So I put that all, and then there'll be like a countdown. So if you haven't
thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's you, and there's just a few others. There's 18 businesses that haven't got back to me as of yet. But that's fine. We'll just give a little chase, because then I can get that going, and then it's really nice, because then the countdown becomes a guide when you're in the room, because we start backwards to the number 1. So if you use that as a guide when you walk in the room, you can walk around, and obviously, but we don't want people on their phones. We want them to look and talk to everyone that's in the room. But that's just a little, so you get to know who's going to be there, and it helps you guys as well, because you'll get to see everyone that's going to be there as well. And the last question I've got is, why did you choose to work with us?
Well, you very kindly invited me, and I actually know some. I do know a couple of people who work with you already. Caroline Thompson Jewellery, of course, and Thimble and Thrift. I know they've been doing online. So I have known of you, and I'm just really grateful to be asked to join. Thank you.
No, and it's that bit of fitting. People talk about we're like a family, we're a network. It's finding the right people. Sometimes there are people that I contact, you know, and, you know, I have to admit, you know, back in the day, there was my postman again. I'm excited. There's something arriving today that's really exciting to do with Curated. So it's just arrived. Yay. Sorry. There was something yesterday as well. So all these little things I do. I don't know what I'm saying then. I do, sorry, this postman. I have to stop when he's doing this now. I forgot what I was saying. That's the postman, totally whatever. Anyway, I'm going to stop because I do that sometimes. I've totally bamboozled what I was saying. As I say, I will be seeing Caroline tomorrow at Farnham Maltings. Really looking forward to going along there tomorrow and see Kelly from My New Fave and Anthony from Gradstar. So if there are any more people, let me know. But it's really good that there are events happening. As you said earlier, there are ones that are cancelling, but there are things that are starting to gradually kind of happen, which is really great. There's Caroline there, yeah. So we'll be back tomorrow. Obviously, this is the last weekend of it. So we're back tomorrow with lovely Sophie from Baking It Yummy, who just does the most amazing cakes and all sorts of things. So we'll get to speak to her tomorrow. And then we've just got 2 more, and then you can have a break and you can watch these. So all of Charlotte's details, this will go on to our Instagram and our Facebook, and also onto our YouTube channel on our website, In Conversation. So have a look at Charlotte and you'll get to meet and see her, and you can come along and touch her lovely ceramics. Sorry, that's okay what I said there. And, you know, and chat to her, and, you know, if there is something that you like, then ask her about how it's made, because that's what these events are really about. I'm not having people that are sitting there like muted, not saying to customers. It's really vital that we're all out there telling people how we make it, and, you know, that customer service interaction is absolutely vital for these events. I can't stress it enough. That's what I believe in. That's what Curated is about. It's a whole different ballgame than it used to be when it was handpicked for Dorking. It's a new in the 21st century, as we keep saying. So great, really lovely to talk to you. I'll let you get on because you're probably really busy today in the workshop. And
yes, thank you.
And earlier what I was talking about, I might watch it later in the video, whatever I might have been talking about, because I totally forgot what it was. And I'll maybe a message on the end of it when it goes out later or whatever. So anyway, that's me. Anyway, great to talk to you. Have a lovely weekend, and see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.